How to plot or reproduce a survey plan in Archicad. This is a survey plan we want to reproduce in Archicad.
Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video you're going to learn how to plot a survey plan in Archicad or how to reproduce a survey plan in Archicad. But before starting a building layout plan, it is necessary to have seen the land for details of the survey plan, so as to ensure the building layout plan sketch fits into the land as desired. But how to redraw this survey plan, which is usually in a hard copy form, becomes a problem. However, do not panic, as this video got you covered. This video is going to teach you how to reproduce a survey plan in Archicad using the data in the hard copy of the survey plan. Here are the steps. First, get the survey plan ready. Second, draw a Cartesian plane. This is the Cartesian plane. Understand how to sort out the angles on each quadrant of the Cartesian plane. Remember, this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Angles here which are taken from the survey plan are used the way it is, that is theta. Whatever the angle is, you use it the way it is. Angles here are usually subtracted from 180, that is 180 minus theta. Angles on this third quadrant are being subtracted from 270 degrees, whereas the angles on the fourth quadrant are being subtracted from 360 degrees. Now the fourth, understand how the angles in Archicad works. I'm going to show you something. First of all, pick your line tool. When you move from this point, this is 0 degrees, it can as well change to 90 degrees. That is the same when it is 90 degrees. When you move this way, it depreciates to 0 degrees, whereas when here it's 0 degrees, it appreciates to 90 degrees. So the angle can differ at any point. That is, you have to understand how the angles in Archicad works. So note this. So let's get started. Looking at our survey plan, the first angle we have there, we usually start from, what I do personally, I do start from the smaller angle, the smallest angle there, as you can see on this survey plan. We have 45 degrees 20 minutes. First, I will need to convert the 20 minutes to degrees. How do I do that? I divide 20 by 60. So when I divide 20 by 60, I'll be getting 0.333. So I'm going to first of all make sure I start from 0. Remember, when working, when plotting a survey plan or a BRN, it goes in clockwise direction. It goes this way, unlike trigonometry that goes in an anti-clockwise direction. So since it goes this way, that means we always start from the north and we move to the left hand side. Note that. So let's start from the least angle here, which is 0 degrees. So remember, if you are starting from 90 degrees, you need to subtract the angle we have from 90 degrees. But since we are starting from 0, we use it that way only on this quadrant I'm talking about. So as we started from this, we first of all type the distance. As you can see, the distance we have on this survey plan is 17 meters. So you're going to type the angle we have there, which is 45.33. Remember, 45.33, we got that 0.33 as a result of dividing 20 minutes by 60, and the reason for that is to convert minutes to degrees. So when you divide 20 minutes by 60 degrees, you're going to get it in a decimal, which is going to be in degrees. So you add it to 45, that gives you 45.33. so I will press my enter key on my keyboard. That takes us to a point. So I'm going to transfer this by copying it to this point. Now make sure it is exactly on the point so as not to miss anything. So at this point I'm going to get the angle that is going this way, and the angle there on our survey plan is 140 degrees 14 minutes, and 140 14 minutes is 0.233. by converting it to minutes, that's by dividing by 60, you have 0.233. you add it to 140, that gives you 140.233. so when you start from here, make sure it's 0 degrees. When you move this way, you can type the angle directly. And what angle are we going to type? You type exactly the angle there. There are two ways you're going to do it. You type the angle there. So first of all, type the distance 21.8 meters, and the angle on our survey is 140.233. so I press my enter key, that gives me this angle here. Remember what I did? I started from this point. I went to 0 degrees. That gives me this angle. But if I don't want to start from this point, if I'm starting from here, what I would do is, as it is 0 degrees, that means here is going to be 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I will subtract 140 degrees, 140.233 degrees from 180, and when I do that, I say 180 minus 140.233 degrees to give me 39.767 degrees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract this 39.767 degrees from 90 degrees so that I will get this angle. And doing that, I say 90 degrees minus 37.767 degrees, I'm going to have 50.233. so I'm going to type 50.233 as the angle. So but first of all, let me enter the distance. And what is the distance? 21.8 meters, and the angle I need to enter is 50.233. I press my enter key. You see it's landing exactly on this angle. You see it landed exactly on this. So we have two lines here. So let me delete it. I just showed you that there are two ways you can do it, so you can see. So I will transfer this point to this. So look at the next point, and the angle we have there is 227 degrees. And remember, 227 falls in this quadrant, the third quadrant. Remember, the angle here falls from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, and the angle at this point falls from 90 to 180. That was why we moved in this direction, because it falls from 90 to 180. Now when it falls from 180 to 270, you're going to follow this direction. Now when it falls from 360 to 270 to 360 degrees, you're going to follow this direction. So now you can see the angle we have on our survey plan, so, and that is 227 degrees 70 minutes. So we're going to follow this direction now, and 227 degrees 70 minutes. What is 17 minutes in degrees? It is dividing by 60. That is 17 over 60. That gives you 0.283. We add it to 227 degrees. That gives you 227.283 degrees. Now we are going to subtract that value from 270. So So 270 minus 227.283, that gives us 42.717 degrees. 42.717 degrees. We're going to first of all note how to enter it here. So how to do that? First of all, this is 90 degrees and this is 180 degrees. So we're going to be subtracting this 42.717 degrees from 180 degrees. That is the highest angle here. But if here is 180, we're going to add the angle we have to 90 degrees. Note that I'm going to do it and see what I get. So this is 180. So what I'm going to do is I will add this angle, which is 42.717 degrees to 90 degrees. Adding it to 90 degrees, I will have 132.717. So I'm going to enter that value as the angle. First of all, let me enter the distance, 15.5 degrees. Then I enter the angle, which is 132.717 degrees. This is the angle it gives me. Now if I do it the other way around, supposing it is 90 degrees. Remember this, the first one I did, it was 180 degrees. Supposing it is 90 degrees, supposing it is 90 degrees, I'm going to, and I don't allow it to change to 180 degrees, and I want to move this way. I'm going to subtract the angle I had from this 180. So I remember the angle I'm subtracting is the angle on this quadrant, not the angle on our survey plan, the angle on this quadrant. And the angle on this quadrant is the angle that is being subtracted from 270 degrees. So what we did, 270 minus 227.283, that's the angle on the survey plan, to give you the angle on the quadrant, and that was 42.717. So we're going to say 180 degrees minus 42.717 degrees to give you 137.283. So we're going to enter the distance first, 15.5. Then you enter the angle, which is 137.283. You see it's exactly on that point. So that is how to do it. So just understand this principle. So let me delete this. So they are exactly at the same point. So I'm going to transfer this to this point. Here is where we know whether what we've done is correct, because it needs to close back. So looking at our survey plan again, we have the angle 316 degrees 17 minutes. What is 17 minutes? 17 minutes is 17 over 60 to get it in degrees. So 17 over 60 gives us 0.283. So and remember, it's going to fall in this quadrant. So, and we've gotten the angle in degrees on our survey plan. That is 316 degrees, 316.283 degrees. That is the angle on our survey plan. Now we need to get the angle on this quadrant. The angle on this fourth quadrant is simply subtracting the angle on our survey plan from 360 degrees. 360 degrees minus 316.283 degrees to get 43.717 degrees. Now how do we now plot? How do we now enter the angle? Remember what I explained earlier. This is 180. When this is 180, you note what is this? This is 90 degrees. So since this is higher than this, so I'm going to be adding the value I have on this quadrant, which is 43.717 to 90 degrees. But if here is 90 degrees, let me wait for it to change. Okay, if here is it hasn't changed, so let me wait. If here is 90 degrees, that means, and this is 0 degrees, so that means we are going to add the angle we have to 0 degrees, this 0 degrees here. But if here is 180 and here is 90, you are going to add the angle you have on this. So that is how to get it on this quadrant. So what angle do I have there? Remember, this is 90 degrees, so I'm going to be adding the angle, this 43.717, that is the angle I have on this quadrant to 0 degrees. So of course it will give you 43.717 when you add it to 0 degrees. First of all, enter the distance. What is the distance there? Distance on the survey plan is 21.2 meters, and the angle there we need to enter is 43.717. Press your enter key. It gives us angle exactly on that point, you can see. So I think there is just a little change, just a little difference. So we measure the difference, and the difference is a result of approximations. So the difference is 0.00 degrees. I guess if we set our Archicad units, we set our Archicad working units maybe to 4 or 3 decimal places, there's going to be a value to give us. So but as you can see, as it is in 2 decimal places, there is no value there. So it is just very minimal and negligible, very insignificant. So with this is how to plot your survey plan in your Archicad. I believe this video has really helped a lot. So please, if this video really helped you a lot, please do me the favor by hitting the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as this really helps me a lot. And please like, comment and share this video. Thank you and God bless you.